Hi, friends. This is your pal Scott, and today we are going to talk about American politics and the need for the U.S. government to start regulating art. I really felt this before the election, but now we've just reached a point where I don't think anybody can ignore this. We the levels of quality in the art we're getting are becoming insulting to Americans. All right, so let's get into this. So first of all, we're going to talk about Disney's Tron Ares in this. I saw it on opening night, and it was so bad it made me believe that the U.S. government should regulate the art that cannot be allowed to be put in front of the American public. It's just I just don't I think this was irresponsible to put this in front of the American public. And so spoilers for big spoilers for Disney Tron Ares. All right, so what did they do? So you watch the movie, and Jared Leto is this evil, AI created soldier, right? And so but he defies his master and goes against his programming to become a real boy, like, Geppetto, the whole nine, right? It's just Pinocchio with more digital light, right? Like, and you're like, you could do something different. You don't have to rewrite, Pinocchio. Oh my gosh. All right. So we get to the end of the movie, and Jared Leto is now becoming free. I'm a real boy. I don't have to live in the digital world. I'm coming into the real world, and I'm going to make my own decisions, and I don't have to just do what I'm programmed to do and do what some mean guy types on a keyboard. I can be free. And you're like, okay, all right, I see where you're going. All right, let's talk about this, right? Like, and so you're like, okay, all right. So then he defies his master, and he has to fight the other soldiers his master has, right? Which is this CEO Dillinger, right? CEO Dillinger says, go, do something evil. And he's like, I'm not going to do evil stuff. I'm going to do good things. So it's Ares, the god of war, versus Athena, this other soldier who serves the CEO Dillinger. And so finally he defeats Athena, right? And Athena is about to die forever, right? And the point is, he has the permanence code now, and Ares is going to live forever. But he runs over and he's like, "You've fallen, Athena. In about 3 seconds, you're going to die, right? And I'm just going to hold you here. You're going to lean back. You're going to put your head in my arms, and then you get 30 seconds to have your death speech and say something significant, and then I say something significant back to you. That's how movies work." Right? So you're like, okay, hey, this is a cool scene. Like, this is a death scene, right? A soldier holding another soldier. They're going to say something meaningful to each other, right? So Athena's like, I followed my directive. And then she looks down at herself and she's like, I'm about to die, right? She doesn't have to say the other part. She's like, I did what I was told to do. I fulfilled my purpose, right? I fought for my creator, right? And now I'm going to die. But what's your, and then she says, your directive, question mark. What's your directive? Why am I dying? And why are you living? Now that you're living, or actually more specifically saying, like, I'm going to die, right? I follow my directive. You didn't follow your directive. You defied it, right? So what is your directive now? You said, I'm not going to do what I'm told. So what are you going to do, right? And honestly, I really feel she was saying, what is the purpose of life? What do we do with our lives? What is the purpose of us being here? What do we do with that? It's a huge, huge question, right? Like, and it was like, why am I dying? Why are you living? So you tell me what you're going to do with your life. What is the point, right? Like, great, the scene is queued up, right? So what does Jared Leto say? He says, he like literally stops and thinks and says, I'm not sure. I guess I'll see. And you're like, what? What? I'm not sure. I guess I'll see. So you're telling her You did everything you could to be useful in your life, and now you're dying. I have no idea what I'm doing with my life. I'm living forever for nothing, not even to do anything. I don't know what I'll do. I suppose in the future my eyeballs will function. Like, and you're like, oh my gosh, she's dying. She's in pain. You are literally causing her more pain in the 5 seconds of life she has remaining, right? Like, you're like, and at this point, I'm like, at this point in the movie, why didn't the craft services guy like flip the table and say, hey, listen, director, I'm sorry, my job is to serve donuts, right? But even I know that was pure garbage, right? Like, you just had a death scene, and you had Jared Leto say, I'm not sure, I guess I'll see. That's the big line you want to end on? That's the death scene? Like, listen. I just serve donuts as fast at craft services, but of course I'm an actor, right? And of course I live with 3 scriptwriters. I can go home on my e-bike and get one of them and bring them here, and they can give you better lines before lunch breaks, right? You can reshoot this. Like, you could say, my directive is to be direct. Or you could say, my directive is to be. Or you could say, my directive is 1, not 0. You could say anything, and it would be better than the garbage you just had Jared Leto say. And Jared Leto, how dare you, sir, right? You are here. You are an actor. It's on you to say, this is a garbage line. Like, I think my character has more development than to tell a person who's dying in his arms that they're dying for no reason and that he will do nothing to remember them or honor them. He could have even said, my directive is to avenge you, right? He could have said anything and it would have been better than that line, right? And to me, this says, we've reached a point with Disney where I feel like they're just trolling the country. They're like, we own these properties, but heck if we know what to do with them. And I feel like you need to have the government go in and say, the American people deserve better than this. We check restaurants. We're like, you can't just, serve slop. Like, you have to serve good food. We literally have inspectors that ensure it, right? We need that on movie scenes. Like, this is the worst movie I've seen this year. It is so bad, it's insulting. And I feel like we're here now. We need a Department of Art, and there needs to be a U.S. government employee on every movie studio set saying, no, that was pure garbage. Clean the kitchen. Let's go again. Right? Like, just like, we're here. We're here, in my humble opinion. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion. When you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking, subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.